Does anybody know what compost tea at least is?
Compost
Tea?
Yes.
Okay, compost tea is just a mirror. You get a good finished compost or organic material, you put it in a container and you aerate it with some air, and it makes some magic juice. There's a lot of things going on in there. I'm not going to try to get scientific about it, but we know if you do it right, it's just a very valuable part of bringing that soil back to life that I talked about. As a matter of fact, if you get your soil perfect, compost tea won't do you much good. You've done all the good you can do. You need to move on to other things. But most of us have a long way to go. This is a bucket that I use the word invented. It sounds like I didn't invent it. I stole the idea that no one would do it reasonably. You know, even the cheapie ones from Alaska were $200 and some for a 5-gallon tea bag. Doesn't make any sense to me. So I went and started messing with it. I'm going to build you one right here. Everything I got here except one item came from Wally World, from Walmart. I'm not a big supporter of Walmart, but they got it. That's why they're the #1 retailer in the world. I'll tell you some good and bad stories about them. The bad story is they're still buying their milk from Horizon Dairies. Horizon Dairy says it's organic, and they ain't met an organic cow. How they're getting away with it. Everybody's trying to sue them into losing the battle very, very, very quickly. The good news is Walmart's making some big efforts to go green. They've built a couple of stores that are solar powered. The whole roof is a giant solar cell. They're now attempting to even cover part of their parking lot because the cell's not quite big enough. It covers about 80% of electricity. Now they're going to put covered parking out. The whole covered parking is really a solar cell. And they're going to supply, that store is going to be 100% off the grid. Pretty good idea. I wish they'd do it in every one, but at least they're making a better effort than they used to. I discussed it with them on a regional basis in Arkansas, and I don't know if I was the cause, but they now have reusable bags you can buy. $1 a piece, pretty reasonable. There's probably propylene, at least you can get them. I think that's a good move. They had a big promotion on fluorescent light bulbs. And I don't know if they did it here, but they gave away 1 million in a day. Home Depot did the same thing. Pretty good thing. So I'm not all bad. Everything you ever did. But everything from here except this little bag came from Walmart, and they quit carrying it. This bag came from Lowe's. I'll show you what it is. We'll start from scratch. I'll pretend to build this whole thing. This is just a paint strainer bag. You get 2 of them for 97 cents. You can wash them out. They'll last a long time. Keep them, they don't have to be clean looking. They have to be clean. But they look stained. I'll tell you what to do with it. Then the other things you get from Wally World, besides the wind, the thing's not coming down. These are all from the aquarium department. Okay, you're going to get 2 of these 6-inch stones. They're just called air stones, air bubblers. And they're 97 cents each, I think. I think they're cheaper now. 2 for $1.50. You need 2 of those. You need 2 of the little bitty guys, and they are real cheap. I'll show you how these go together. I think this is tape. Oh, I know why it's tape. I'm going to ship it. And you need a set of little valves to make everything work. The only other item you buy is a pump. This pump's gone from $9.95 to $10.47. $7. The reason I prefer it is, first, it goes up to 60 gallons. We're only pumping 5, so it ought to really handle the deal. Secondly, I like the fact that it has 2 outlets. I can run the one, you'll see why. 1 in the bag, one set aside, and the other air stones at the bottom. So I'm running 4 air stones on 2 sets. And it gives you plenty of air. And you need plenty of air, we'll explain that. So once you go to put this thing together, the only thing I've done that I'm not going to do here because they want to bring the equipment, I do drill a hole in the top because I run a string through it. I'll show you why. And I do drill, I hope, 2 holes in the side. Now you don't need any of these most of the time. You don't need to buy the top. I bought the top because I kept losing liquid. I come out the next morning, it'd be down 2 or 3 inches. And I said, there's no way that this stuff's evaporating at that rate. My dog's secret loves to drink this stuff. His only bucket to drink out of if it's there. Yes, yeah, oh, it's got great, well, it's got glasses in it. It's actually a Lacey's cow dog. And he's plenty tall. This is drinking height. I caught him one morning. I go out and he's lapping my food up. So I get to the bucket. Then I decided it's kind of neat to set this on top And before I was just draping my little bag with a cord, hanging it over the side. Well, now I tie it through here to my pump, which incidentally by coincidence has a little thing on the back to tie it to. It's actually, I think, to keep your pump from vibrating off the table, but I just tie it to this, suspending the bag about a third of the way up with a pound or so of compost in it. And I'll tell you what I put in there. And it makes it all work real easy. It keeps the dog out of it, and it makes it easier to deal. So let's throw this thing together. It's not very difficult. I've pre-cut these, but you can buy one of these is 8 feet for $1.49. And it's just enough to do one good setup. That's all you're gonna get. You're gonna have now $28.26 in it. It used to be about $23, but everything, even the buckets. The bucket's now $5 and $1.50 for the lid. They used to be $2.50 complete. Somebody discovered buckets are easy to sell. So nobody has them cheap. So you have to do that. But anyway, you got about $28 tied up. So people like these guys sell them a number of places like $50 or $60. If you're too lazy to make it yourself. I prefer you make your own. I don't want to sell them. I always have a bunch on order. I just ship 4 out. They don't care what it costs. Some people just don't want to mess with it. Anyway, you cut this about the right length, as you can see here. This is going to do 2 things. I'm going to put my dirt in there, compost, and I'm going to put this in the bottom. And I'm going to take a string, I'm going to pretend to do this, and tie it up. Okay? What is this for? This is probably why mine worked as good as it did. We went and had my friend Malcolm Beck and I were invited, I think it's either 3 years ago now, to what they call the Texas Tea Off. Everybody showed up from all across the country with their tea makers. Malcolm's cost $8,000. We had them there for $1,500, $2,000, $3,000. Then I showed up with my bucket for $25. We went up to the Austin sewage system place where we met. There was about 14 or 15 of us. And we had a tea. We made the best possible compost tea we could. At the end of the first day, Malcolm was number 1. He beat me by about 2 fungi. Okay? I was second. And then we beat everybody else's machines, whether they were $10,000 or $2,000 or nothing. This little $25 bucket made better tea than everybody else. And again, Malcolm had the cream of the crop at the time called Worm Gold machine. By the next day, I had as many numbers as him. A number of the other teas had already gone anaerobic, which means you couldn't use it anymore. And at the end of the 4th day, the only teas that they said they would have used would either be mine or his on the garden. Elaine said she'd throw the rest of them out. They were that anaerobic. So this makes good tea. Just doesn't make a lot of it. This will do about 1/4 of an acre, or it'll soak your garden very well. If you got any volume, you're gonna have to go to a bigger volume. All right, I tie my bag up. I take these 2 guys. Go ahead and do this if you got 1 more minute. It doesn't take very long. I want you to know. You don't have to do exact ones, but I found out that if you stick with everything exactly the same way, it's easier to know. If you gotta go get one, you just go get the same thing. Somewhere I have 2. And 2. This goes on here. I'm hoping I have 2 little pre-cuts already.
Is all this on your website, Bruce?
Everything's on the website with photographs for free. All of it's for free. I don't charge for anything. And again, I prefer you make your own. If you want one, we'll do it, but that's almost not worth the hassle. I just hate to turn anybody down. Should be another one of these somewhere. There it is. You see what I'm doing here? You can leave these capped. If you want to buy more, you can actually run a tube from here to here and put 2 more and circle the whole bottom. I haven't found it necessary. I don't go anaerobic. And I should tell you, I just don't pretend. I do have a microscope. What's it called? A DO, dissolved oxygen meter, pH, TDS meters, all at home. I actually carry them as a portable lab. So I do actually check it. I don't just pretend.
What's the DO you like to see?
Well, they say a minimum of 6. I'm in the high 7s and 8s right now because it's cool. When it gets very difficult is when it's 100 degrees outside. They claim at 105 or 6, water can't hold enough oxygen to be a robot. Period. The hotter the water, the less oxygen. All right, I got those 2 in the bottom, right? I've got my other guy somewhere. Here he is. He's going to go on the other side. And we'll stick him in here.